Welcome to the PHLY Sixers Watch along with Derek Bodner, Kyle Neubeck. I'm Devon Givens, JP in for Bree. So we'll be hanging out with you for our, I believe, third watch along of the season. And Saturday night, hanging out with the guys to watch the Sixers take on the Pistons.
Don't
after
mind me.
a great
I'm just Black
holiday
Friday
season.
shopping over here.
Hey, go for it, man. Just get me something while you're in there. If you see any good deal, let me know also, so we can have.
I'm looking for a backup center currently.
How much do they cost?
More than my Black Friday budget, unfortunately.
Right. Okay, and certainly not the way that, of course, Derek likes to spend the backup center money based on your thoughts in the offseason when the numbers went down. But we appreciate everybody who has decided to hang with us. Turn the game on, turn the sound down on the television, turn us up so we can have some fun here while we watch along with you for the Sixers and the Pistons. Our show here tonight, our watch along presented by our good friends from Coors Light. Visit CoorsLight.com/PHLY to get Coors Light delivered or find a store nearest you. And you should get those in time, as you might feel pretty good about the 76ers winning this basketball game against Detroit somewhere in that first or second quarter. We actually have some to the right. Maybe, I don't know if Kyle Neubeck and Derek Bodner are going to have to jump in there depending on deciding to choose chill and which way it is. Is it a blowout for the Sixers in favor of the Sixers, or are they getting blown out and Jared McCain is not starting? Kelly Oubre gets to start and ticking these guys off. I don't know, but the starting lineups are in. Maxey and Oubre in the backcourt. Jared McCain coming off the bench. Paul George, Yabusele, and Andre Drummond round out the starting five. And for the Pistons, a late scratch, Cade Cunningham. So, Jaden Ivey's backcourt mate tonight is Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Tobias Harris are also in the starting five with Philadelphia native Jalen Duren at the center for the Detroit Pistons. The Pistons defeated the Sixers in Game 4 of the season for the Sixers here in Philadelphia on, I believe
this
it was
is great,
October
Devon. I'm just going to
30th.
Talk for 3 hours, and I'm going to
There you go.
I'm going
You're
to search
shopping.
Amazon and several
Shopping.
other major retailers the whole time, and maybe watch the game.
October 30th, the Pistons beat the Sixers here in Philadelphia. So this is Game 2 of the three-game series that these two teams have. And they will face off later on in the season against the Pistons. And that will also be in Detroit. The Harris family is happy and thrilled to see how things are shaping up for the Sixers right now. Let's see what the Sixers do
One
here.
Harris family is.
Yeah, well, one Harris family is. You're absolutely right about that. Derek, what are some of your keys, man, for this one? With no Jared McCain getting the start, Kelly Oubre getting a nod here, what are some of your keys to this one?
I think it would be really, really helpful if when they shot the ball at the rim, it went in.
That'll do it. That'll do it for us, folks.
Shooting 31%.
Keys to the game are always so funny to me on broadcast.
Make shots, rebound the ball.
Defend in transition,
Don't
make
turn
your
it
free
over.
throws.
Yeah.
It's like it's just the same 8 talking points over and over and over again.
I love it, which is why I always make sure I have keys to the game in our rundown.
Oh, good. We already have a delay on the floor for condensation, it appears, at midcourt.
So we'll be here longer tonight as a
You
result.
love that on a Saturday night.
There you go. There you go. All
Is
right,
there any
Paul.
chance the game gets called, like the Sacramento game
Oh,
all those
God,
years
that'd be
ago?
wonderful.
Quickly, Paul George has a brace on his left knee,
Yeah.
which he did not have after the first injury. And Kelly Oubre is initiating, Derek, the offense as the Sixers win a tip.
Point Yabusele.
And they've already
people
wasted
are
12
saying it.
seconds and have done nothing.
This is just special.
All right, so here he's not passing this one, so you might as well get ready. All right.
We have one contested mid-range miss for Paul George. If you want to start a drinking game at home, you will be dead by the end of the game.
All right.
Listen, this is going to be a lot of me complaining about this lineup unless it works. And even if it works.
Sports punditry in 2024,
Hey,
baby.
Kelly Oubre hit a 3.
Started off already.
Hey.
Hey, look at that. Jared McCain normally takes that shot right there. Kelly Oubre says, take that, fellas, back in Philadelphia. And everybody else here in Philadelphia.
About damn
was
time
saying,
he
what?
hit a 3. It feels like he hasn't hit a 3 in like a month.
Look at Beasley firing up.
Oh, that's because they had defensive stopper Kelly Oubre in there to track him around.
All right, we're on track already. Beasley with 1. He just needs that one. And
Gambling Givens, that's all he cares about.
that's all I care about.
Look at that. A nice pick and roll.
underhand lob, too, from Paul George. to Andre Drummond for the flush. Left hand finish.
Right over
Right
Drummond's
back at
head the other way.
Right back at it.
Well, hey, listen. At least taking Jared McCann out of the lineup, they got a lot tougher on the defensive end. They seem to have gained a lot from it.
I wonder if of course, he's trying to play through that brace Paul George and see how he feels. I'm sure he practicing it and all that. As Maxey misses a three while he's fading to his left.
I'm not
out of
shaking my
bounds.
head at Tyrese. I'm shaking my head that that's the shot that he has to live on because they don't have other people on this team who can create for him.
Well,
or wait, maybe they do.
My point was going to be, is it going to be more
Good play by Tyrese there.
shot creator, more shot creator Paul George tonight as he eases himself back into the lineup, where he, against Phoenix, he just came out and he was firing off all these shots and he was missing. Tonight he's playing with a brace, something a little bit different, and maybe he's out there and he's more initiating than he is anything else.
Nice defense, Kelly.
Well, get him on the bench quicker. Jared McCain gets into the game.
Later on the screen, fell for a pump fake.
Yes, it probably will allow Paul George to do that, but I think what we saw in the opening stretch of the year for him is that you don't want him doing a ton of it, right? You want to lean into it occasionally.
Yeah.
Good hands from Andre there. But you don't want him to have to be a guy who's constantly creating for not just himself, but the rest of the team. So that's the big thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's capable of, and we talked a lot about his skip passes out of pick and rolls, that's something he's done a lot more than everybody else on the team. But there's also been some, oh my God. That's one Andre Drummond corner three air ball.
Well, Tyrese shouldn't have passed it to him.
Scratch that off your bingo card.
With the shot clock winding down like that, your point guard has to know.
Yeah, I don't blame him for missing it. I have other thoughts about the same thing that I'm going to hammer until this lineup is no longer on the floor.
If the guy that is one station away from you in the corner is somebody who can't shoot, then maybe the lineup is flawed.
But also your point guard can't make that pass.
But you have to have someone there that can shoot.
But you don't need to make the pass, though. It's you fire it up. It's going to be that. Just fire it up.
I'm going to go get a drink. I'll let you guys argue about this for the next 5 minutes. I hate those shots from him, too. A lot of those. There's like way more of those fading away from the basket. Oh, boy.
And now Drummond is hurt. It looks like his ankle or his knee that he was grabbing at.
God.
His ankle. Yeah. Yep.
Ugh.
I'm with you on the shot that Maxey took. The only thing that I didn't mind is that he drew two people, so the ball was right there on the rim to be offensive rebounded, and Drummond obviously got it. If he didn't, you're absolutely right, and he had to do so over two people. But coming down,
that didn't look good.
Yeah.
Now he might be able to. Ankles are weird. Like you might be able to walk it off a little bit, but that looked really painful. Yeah, that was not a minor ankle tweak.
He's a big fella, man.
It's a lot of weight.
He's a big fella. All right, so right now, Sixers, Pistons early on. A couple of good defensive stops by the Sixers to generate a few steals to get out there in transition.
And of course, Andre was playing well. So as has to happen this year for the Sixers, he goes down with an injury.
Yep, so 9-5, timeout right here. Yabusele probably get the 5 minutes. Maybe KJ Martin now comes in. We'll see where they want to go.
Well, and now we got to do some peeping on the bench and just make sure that Bona is there.
Exactly.
Believe he is there because he wasn't on the injury report.
I'm fairly confident that he is.
Can we tell the folks about our Black Friday sale that we have going on, which got underway?
Go right ahead. I'm going to ask.
Yes, which is got underway already. And with it, the Black Friday sale, you get 30% off merchandise for Philly sports fans. It's great stuff, folks. You see this. Look, Derek has the white hat on, the golf hat. I have the dad hat. Kyle has the camo sweatshirt here as we're modeling it for you all. Right now, you can get up to 75% off, but definitely 30% off the entire site at store.allcitynetwork.com. If you just simply want to go to allphly.com, go to the merch tab there. The drop down will go there for you. You hit Philadelphia, and you'll see all the great things there. And as you see some of the things, we're going to have a few new pieces ourselves that we're going to be modeling here on the show that we also put in some orders for ourselves. JP is going to have some new stuff. Bree's going to have some new stuff that we're going to have. So go take advantage of it. Phillies, Flyers, Sixers, Eagles, Union, Penn State, of course, all the merchandise there. Black Friday sale up to 75% off, 30% off site-wide. If you're looking for yourself, please have at it. But if you're also looking for some gifts for your family members who are
tell them to go scratch. It's only for you.
Supporters of our stuff, make sure you tell them about it, or just simply go get them something for the holidays. Some nice stocking stuffer pieces there. I recommend the dad hats. Certainly the golf hat.
Drummond had to be
hoodies.
Helped off the floor, by the way,
fella,
by Justin Edwards and Ricky Council IV.
Hey.
And Adembona is available. So
all right, so we got to send him to Rothman, man. Get him right. Get him squared away. Hopefully he's good to go. Hopefully he's good to go tonight.
Might have to shoot him up with some painkillers because they don't have many options out there tonight, man.
Yeah, that was a bad twist right there.
Hopefully he's all right. Obviously didn't look good. Yeah, look at that. He's hopping off on 1 foot, no pressure on it. So.
Yeah, according to Kai Carlin, he didn't put any pressure on it the entire way back.
Yeah, so I would say he's probably done for the night.
And Bodner gets the backup minutes right away. Bodner gets the minutes right away. All right, active guy against Jalen Duren. Now you got to just team rebound here and watch that guy
Where
run
were
the
you
floor.
when the Adembona era began?
Facilitator Paul George. Look at that.
Good job by Bodner to finish that. Obviously, his hands have been one of the things that people have dinged him for the most. So, basic play there from the dunker spot, but good to see throwing it down.
So that's assist number 2 for Paul George, if I'm not mistaken. Initiator Paul George for you tonight. Kelly's like, I've seen that before. You're not getting that, buddy.
3 assists.
3 assists, okay.
He must have had the one on the Kelly 3 as well.
Okay. He's doing it again. Little initiator.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, you got that's
take
step
that.
right into that one.
Bang.
Step right into that one.
Don't mind me as I take notes throughout the game, everybody. At least they've come out with the sort of intent you need against a team on second night of a back-to-back, especially
Without
with
their star.
Especially with Cade out. Like, it's a game that's easy to be like, even at 3-14, the mental part is like, oh, we don't need to dial it up. All right.
Paul George over Tobias Harris on that 3. That is the third 3
Tobias
for the
Harris
here.
over me, he said. 17.
I like how they're fighting over the screens here.
Good contest from Bodner.
Yeah, I like how they're fighting over these screens. What was the message to Bodner as far as his foul trouble as he gets into the game?
Don't be a bozo. That's the message from the coaching staff. No, look, I mean, that's part of why he's needed to get time in the man. They're on fire. Kelly with 2 early threes. Nick Nurse vindicated, apparently.
20-7 midway through.
So with Bona, part of the reason you want him playing so much in the G League is just so he's getting game time, right? Like, the most important thing for him right now is to play as much as is humanly possible. It does not serve him to sit on the bench and just watch. Mm-hmm. It's good for him to be in the gym and having to defend or play against guys like Drummond, like Embiid if he was healthy. But there's no substitute. The things that he needs to get better at are some pretty fundamental basketball things.
And the reason young bigs foul so much is just because the recognition and the awareness are a step slow and a second slow. So getting that kind of experience is the only really way you can address that. If I was like a coach right now, I wouldn't necessarily go out there and tell him, like, don't foul, because if you tell him, the only way he's going to not foul is if he reins back his aggressiveness. And the only reason he right now has any chance of being helpful is because he's aggressive. You just hope you can get 15 to 20 minutes out of him before he fouls out, and hope Gershon can hold down the fort for the rest of it.
Yep. He and KJ Martin, because you probably get some 5 minutes out of him, depending on who's the other 5. If Bona got into foul trouble, something along those lines.
Yeah, but he has not played a ton this year. But, I mean, even already, you see the athleticism pops, and I think you can see why they liked him enough to draft him. It's just a matter of letting him play through some of these mistakes, and that's not something he can do a ton of at the NBA level. So this is a good opportunity for him, especially team on the second night of a back-to-back, tired legs. He can probably make an impact as an offensive rebounder, rim runner, all the stuff that he's already good at. And so if he can just do those things and stay disciplined enough on the defensive end, this could be the first nice, not breakout performance of his career, but certainly just like hey, I'm here. I deserve to be in some consideration moving forward. To be good to see that out of him.
And the Pistons have two big men that are going to match his energy. And so he has to be on top of his game.
And I will
with
say,
Duren and Stewart.
Duren, one of his big drawbacks is he is not a disciplined player. He ends up in foul trouble quite a bit. And so you might actually benefit from the other guy having similar problems as you. Now, Duren is also, he's a good bit bulkier than Bona is at this stage, so that can give him some problems. But looking forward to seeing what he's got tonight. And looking forward to hopefully Kelly Oubre continuing to make threes, because if that happens, that's been the sore spot, right? On the wings this year between him and Caleb Martin and even Paul George, they've just gotten absolutely nothing in terms of the floor spacing.
Yep.
Wow, they're up to almost minus 11 in the live odds after being basically a pick 'em. Yeah.
Over aggressive right there. Corner Tobias. Sorry, Winona. Is he grabbing his knee?
Yeah, he was grabbing his leg for sure.
Who was? Maxey?
Tyrese.
Yeah, I banged it a little bit. It looks okay. Don't scare me like that. Yeah, there are too many of those. You can't fade away from the basket as often as he has this year. It's okay to have that shot in the arsenal. I don't like how much he is reliant on it right now.
Especially after making that decision on the play before with that skip pass to the corner that led to the Oubre 3. Making the decisions that he is going to be important.
I was going to say, Dem's got a release there.
Don't worry. Oubre's got it.
Through Kelly Oubre, all things are possible.
After complaining about Kelly all pregame, he's been really good.
11-0 run for the Sixers over the last 2 minutes here.
Bona with the plus 11 in 3 minutes of play.
Okay.
It's all him.
Okay.
Big believer in 3 minute plus minus.
I was about to complain about Paul George cheating too much off the corners because he has done that a lot this year, but Asar Thompson can't really shoot normally, so give him a pass on that one.
All right, first foul for Bona as he tries to set his screen, and
I didn't think that one was too bad either, so I'm not going to beat him up over it.
I don't disagree with you.
Oh, when is Jared McCain going to check in? Is it now? I can't tell because I need to see this graphic on the screen. It is not yet. What?
Wow. That's the what?
Did that clear the backboard?
Yes. So they didn't even have to call it because it didn't touch anything.
Oh, that's a stupid foul to pick up in transition, man.
Oh, that was the WTF moment of the night, man.
Nice. Did the Heisman.
Yeah.
At least that's what it looked
You
like.
ran into him.
Yeah, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Come on. And it's always hilarious when a guy does something stupid like that and then is like, I can't believe you called that on me. What? Shut up and get back on defense, man. Enough.
Yabu.
That's some good defense in space by Yabu. And I will say the last few games where we've seen Yabu playing more minutes at the 4, I think he has acquitted himself fairly well as a forward defender. That's a bad one.
And that was Ivy, wasn't it?
I think that's Asar who deflected it.
No. I meant.
In space on Yabu. Yeah. That was.
It's pretty good.
That's another. Maxey getting stuck in no man's land there, and then
he looks off so far tonight.
No, he hit the 3,
but he had those two or three drives. Yeah.
And some of that is just how teams are playing him with this, not this lineup, basically every lineup this year is they're saying, we're going to sell out to stop you at the rim, and you need to figure out a way to beat us, or other guys need to figure out a way to beat us as shooters. You need to pick us apart as a passer and with your vision of the floor. And he hasn't been able to do that all that often. So that's where you want to see him develop. It's another just...
I think he got caught trying to decide if he wanted to put that on the glass or just take it straight up, and he probably should have just shot it off the glass. Give him that.
Yeah, all day. That's why Paul was cheating off him in the corner.
Ivy did even though Maxey had that 32 in the first matchup, Ivy did okay as far as staying with him, and
it was a tough shot he made on the baseline.
Yeah.
Is Dem going to get an extra one here, it looks like? I mean, he hasn't had to do a whole lot, but Dem has acquitted himself okay so far. Yeah, honestly, I would like to see more of those shots than those fadeaway runners off the glass.
Yeah.
So I think he needs to get into his mid-range a little more, frankly. Is this his first free throw? Have we seen him shoot any free throws this year? Bang. Cash money.
He is, looks like he's, yeah, I got it. He has been to the free throw line against the Lakers. He was 1 for 1.
Deep garbage time. He got fouled there by Stewart, by the way. He's pulling on him.
Yeah, it takes Sasser, man.
He's coming up short on a lot of jumpers this year. I know that one's a tough one because you're fading. So we got KJ, Kelly, Adem, Jared, and Tyrese.
Don't mess around. Just go.
All right, there go. The end of the good Kelly Oubre start this year. Pretty much a dream start so far, though.
Yeah, 25-10.
Defense has been good. Between that play with Yabu, just everyone's positioning has been fairly solid. Detroit is a good offensive rebounding team, and they've cleaned the porch up.
Yeah, they've only
pretty
got
much
one
always.
offensive rebound.
So I think that's probably the most notable thing. I guess. I mean, we didn't get to talk to Nick pregame, but if I had any guesses as to why maybe you start Kelly, that would probably be the logic, is trying to keep them off the offensive glass a little bit. And although Jared is like a fine individual rebounder, just the lack of size between him and Maxey has left them vulnerable at times.
Ricky about to get some minutes here in the first quarter also.
Good job by Adem on that one, too. Good pocket pass from Jared. And look, so anyone who didn't watch Adem play at UCLA, a lot of the knocks on him were things like bad hands, right? So even something as simple as that pocket pass at the elbow, he struggled with. So the fact that he's able to catch it, one dribble move, up fake, draw the foul, that is frankly a lot more advanced than some of the stuff we saw him do. Like when he was at his best in college was just running up and down the floor and going up for lobs and getting putbacks and things. But even something as simple as that one dribble, jump stop, get fouled, that's him advancing past where he was for a lot of his college tenure.
Yep.
So that's good to see.
And he's making his free throws so far. Two early ones.
This might be the announcer's curse on that one. We'll see.
Yeah, knock on wood. But
I was going to say, he's what now, 3 for 3 for his NBA career? Jared McCain.
You're really tempting fate over there.
Jared finally started missing some too, didn't he?
A couple.
Yeah.
I think what 32, first 32 of his career there.
Yeah. All right, so the lineup now is Gordon and McCain in the backcourt. The curse. But Ricky's in there.
You guys had to say something.
No worries. Ricky's in there.
There you go, Rick.
We just got an extra.
Hey, I need one.
Go get him, Rick.
There we go. There we go.
He deserved it from the Houston game and getting that offensive rebound. Stewart, by the way, has 2 fouls, so maybe he couldn't be as aggressive as he wanted to be on there, but you got to credit Ricky for the work. But go get him, Rick. Nice work there. And actually, Jalen Duren is back in the game, and is that his second foul?
But so I don't know if we got to it on postgame the other night, Devon, but Ricky in the locker room was pretty open about having to go back and watch some of his tape from last year. And
you
say,
did mention some before.
Yeah, like this is who I was, and that's who I have to get back to, like making the effort plays, the rebound. That's a jump off. Good tie up from Jared.
Yeah, and
there.
you're saying how he was like so focused on the shot and so worried about the shot that he got away from.
And I think, like, look, he needs to hit shots to be a long-term rotation guy, but his ticket to playing time is coming in and being that physical battering ram that just gives you a jolt of energy. So great to see him for a second straight game. The other night he came in and it was that putback that he had.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight he comes in, gets an offensive rebound and an M1. So good sign from him to open this one.
Absolutely. Don't pick your basketball up right there.
Well, that's what the veteran experience of Eric Gordon gets you right there. I have turned into such a hater on the old guys. Meanwhile, old guys are like basically my age.
That's a bad. Good
play
tip
by Jared there.
Yeah.
Take that. Yabu will take it.
That's their 5th made 3 of the first quarter.
Looks like positive Derek might win out on this one. Devon and I, the skeptics, said
5 for 8.
I mean, I clearly knew that they were going to finally, 18 games.
They saved all
season.
their threes for this game. They didn't give him continuation.
No, they
on
did.
That.
They
It
did.
didn't look. The one guy looked like he was waving it off on the baseline.
Okay. And
They should have given him it.
I was
if
ready
he
to
didn't get
scream,
it.
give the ball up. Give the ball up.
But yeah, that's a
Why
great
you-
example of Jared's instincts there of just, sneaking in along the baseline, quick tap to his teammate. Not like some guys just come in and smack it to nowhere. The presence of mind to tap it right to your teammate and then create a fluid next possession, that's a big deal.
Small guy basketball, man. I'm familiar.
Okay, looks like they did get
Small guy hoops.
Did I just see Lester out there?
Lester is with the team, yeah.
No, I'm saying on the
court?
floor.
On the floor, I think he's still on the bench.
Maybe he's at the table.
I think he came over to congratulate
Okay.
KJ for the play. Yeah. I've even been shooting a lot better this year, but I still.
He's not being held down by Monty Williams this year, most notably, who for some reason didn't think it was worth playing one of their best. Great skip pass, by the way, by Jared. Send him to the moon, man. If he's not making that shot, there is no case to be made that he should play real minutes.
And
for
the
this
looks
team.
that he's been getting lately, these are the same
clean.
looks where we talk about him getting with Embiid on the floor.
Yeah.
And he's missing them.
Yeah.
Good defense. I would.
All right.
That's the veteran, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of redemption for Eric Gordon.
Go get him, Rick. Go get him, Rick.
Heck of a finish.
Make up for that.
We're gonna
three-pointer you
pretend
shot.
that the Eric Gordon part didn't happen to preserve the agendas. Who got called there, Jared or Yabo?
Feels like there aren't that many
I was going to
contenders.
say, Allah, buddy, it is absolutely the best start they've had all year because there haven't been many candidates, brother. Yeah, but anyway, on Gordon, if he can't make those open threes, there's just no reason he should be playing. There's that defensive play was nice, but
Frankly, even if he's making threes, I'm not sure there's all that much case. Well, when the team's at full strength, I'm not sure there's that much case because the rest of his game has been so bad.
yeah,
It's too late for a 2-for-1 now.
yeah, you gotta just burn the clock. They're not gonna do that though. His drives have been an abomination this year. Ay. Well, speaking of an abomination, that play right there.
You know Ricky's keeping this.
I thought that was going to go in for a second.
He still should have passed that ball.
One of those insane.
Ricky plays. Yeah.
That is, I mean, he's very good at, it's always from a wild angle, but he's very good at absorbing the contact and still getting a shot up that has a decent chance of going in.
But like we talked about at Summer League, as good as he was, it can get him in trouble because he will get in there and try to hang time it, and it's just a bad shot. But he knows how to do it.
We talked the other night about.
But if I could jump like that, I'd be trying to hang time them all too.
Just as important as those energy plays the other night were the quick drop-off passes and transition. Mm-hmm. So, I don't mind him playing a little bit aggressively as long as it's not all the time just sledgehammering into people. Well, that was easily the best quarter of the season, I would say.
Without question.
Paul George playmaking. Yabu transition dunks, Eric Gordon defense, Kelly Oubre making threes.
Yeah.
Ricky. Adem Bona with some positive minutes.
KJ going full length court and ones, and the Sixers up by 17.
Is this what real basketball is like?
Hey, take advantage of the team on the second night of a back-to-back. Feeling themselves for being 3-0 in the cup play.
They had cup fever.
Yeah.
All right, so on the record, do they win?
Well, now I'm not going to go back on my. That's
a second prediction. Do you have confidence they will hold on to a
19-point leads this season? So with that, I'm going to go. They win.
I'm going to
tonight.
go get a drink. By the way,
they win tonight.
Quick break here.
All right. Can you put that Can you put that up here on the table since we are presented by Coors Light? Oh, yeah. Put the bucket of Coors up here.
These ones aren't blue though. So.
They can be.
They're not cold.
It's not freezing in here, but. Got the bucket of Coors Light here, everybody. Oh, Jess says, am I buying hoodies for everybody or something? She said to Winona, Devon going to be like, how did I be the honorary drink buyer and hoodie purchaser? I'm buying hoodies too?
It is known.
I said I was buying hoodies?
Apparently, yeah.
I said I was buying their drinks. I took care of Val and Jess's drinks.
No, I heard you say that. I heard you say that.
The hoodies?
No, I'm just making it up so you spend money.
Well, I guess I got to get them hoodies now. I didn't know, but okay. I got you guys. Send the hoodies just send a screenshot of the hoodie that you want and the size. Just DM me. And I guess I have to get the hoodies now. Where did this come from? I got you covered, though.
You folded way too easily on that, by the way. No proof needed, no someone to back them up.
Because I'm like, let me go back here.
They just dropped it in the chat. You're like, well,
JP, did you see
I guess this is my life now.
Where did this come from? I did buy the drinks. I don't even know if they know, Val and Jess. I did pay for their stuff, their food and their drinks.
Did you or did Vince?
I did.
Okay.
I did. Yeah, I did. I went over there separately and took care of it. Because I owed them from what we were talking about before. So I went and took care of it.
Vaughn's buying us all hoodies.
I didn't know.
From our store or Skims?
We need some of those too. All right. Got more.
Who's in the mood for a chocolate-covered pretzel? Look at that. Were those supposed to be Reese's on here too? Oh,
wow. Look at Jaden Ivey. Bricked that one. Jared got a little banged up there. He's limping as he's running up the court.
So what you missed, Kyle? Jess was
absolutely nothing.
Jess was in the chat and was like, Devon, you said you'd buy us hoodies. And Devon was like, I don't remember that, but okay.
I didn't know.
And that was it. He just got talked into it.
But I got him.
Perfect.
Kick it. Extra pass.
It's not Ricky's game.
Extra pass, man.
You got to either shoot that once you have the edge there or actually drive.
Darkness says he's wearing no Skims or anything else. So there's that. See, that's a 6-point swing right there. As much as we praise Ricky for what he's done well, he has to make that extra pass to Yabusele in the corner.
Well, and that was also the other thing that he was talking about the other day in the locker room is that, he guesses the reason that he's not playing is that he has to win back Nick Nurse's trust. And I think for the most part, he was talking about on his defensive rotations there in the locker room. But it comes down to decision-making in general. And that kind of a 6-point swing, like you said, is one thing that will get you stapled to the bench.
Eric Gordon with a nice drive and dish there. We just need to be mean, and then guys start playing well. So this is like the perfect scenario for me. I'll just be mean the whole game. There you go, Rick. They call a foul on the shot or on the rebound? Hard to tell. Not a good look for your boy Ron Holland, Derek, that Eric Gordon just dusted.
To be fair, he was my boy at 16.
Mr. like the greatest athlete in the draft just got absolutely fucking smoked.
In no way did I expect him to go 5.
Oh, man. All this action that Ricky has had, he only has 6 points. I thought he had, you would think he has like 12 already.
He's at the line, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that has also driven me crazy this year. Ton of missed free throws for this team. You got really used to one guy shooting like 15 free throws a night and making like 85% of them.
Well, that's why every now and then you'll see someone like, well, they were a great free throw shooting team last year. Yeah, because Joe shot all of them. If you haven't noticed, he hasn't really played this year.
And as good as Maxey is,
he doesn't get there
as
enough.
his percentage, he doesn't get there enough.
Well, Jared has had better defensive possessions than that one.
He doesn't look like he's limping anymore, so that's just the normal.
I didn't even see him limp in the first place. I think this is a psyop from Devon to make people think he's hurt.
I need him to make 2 threes, man, for my Bet365.
Was Maxey 25 plus, Beasley 2 plus, and McCain 2 plus?
2 plus, yes.
That was a good job by Ricky on the stunt there to take away both options.
So let's see. Maxey has 5. Not great.
No, not great. But he can go off at any time.
Beasley has 1.
Mm-hmm.
And Jared hasn't made one yet. Yeah, he hasn't even made a shot.
He hasn't taken one yet.
No.
I would say this. There is no evidence that they need any of these other backup guards to play. Reggie Jackson and Kyle Lowry, I hope you enjoy your spots on the bench for the rest of the year.
Paul Reed. Bad pass from Jared McCain.
Yes, it was.
Marty Bones says this lineup is trash.
Well,
and all of the lineups you go to are trash.
Mm-hmm. Well,
if Nick kills McCain's confidence, they should send him to jail.
Mm-hmm. So since we're getting Jess and Winona some hoodies, you might as well go to Black Friday sale yourself.
You say we?
No, there's no we in that.
You.
Since I have to get Jess and Valho some hoodies from the PHLY locker. Black Friday, up to 75% off for the weekend. What is it, JP? Is it through the weekend? Do you know for sure? What is it?
Yeah, so it's going to be through the weekend and, of course, Cyber Monday, but it'll be the same deal. So you guys got some time. If you're watching around, getting a little bored in the game, pop on over to the PHLY locker. It's on the web. So right now I have the graphic up. So this website is on the graphic.
Store.allcitynetwork.com.
30% off the entire site and up to 75% off on certain items. I believe the sale items are also already on sale, so you can also add to your list there with the sale items. So since we're talking hoodies, you might as well go ahead, folks. Go right over to the store.allcitynetwork.com, or if you want to make it easier because you didn't get the site there, go to allphly.com, go to the merch section, and get yourself something or your loved one as the holiday is coming up here.
Get that swag, guys.
41-29. Sixers.
Uh-huh. Down to a 12-point lead. I don't know. Getting a little dice here. Kelly Oubre stops making threes. I will say one thing that I think has jumped out so far. They have moved the ball fairly well, and that has been a struggle at times. Like seeing McCain make the skip pass and some of the other
Eric Gordon with
the pick and roll chemistry that they've shown between a variety of guys Yeah, Eric Gordon with the slash and kick.
Point guard P with a nice dump off to Bono.
Yeah, so a lot of decent passing tonight. I don't think that the Pistons have been especially good on defense, so that has definitely helped. But for a team that we've been killing all year for playmaking, thought it was worth noting at least.
7 assists so far for the team on 15 made baskets, 4 for Paul George. What do you got on the Birds, Derek? Eagles, Ravens.
No,
Tomorrow.
I'm confident.
Feel good?
Yeah. I mean, look, Saquon's just in a complete another. It absolutely kills me how he can just 22, 23, 24 runs, and then the 25th one, he's got more energy than anybody else in the building.
That's what LaShawn McCoy used to do. He used
That's the beauty of a run game, man.
He's got to be, after sitting there in New York for so long, looking at this O-line, his eyes just got to light up. He's got to be having the time of his life.
Yeah, man.
Another shot that I hate from Tyrese. By the way.
I saw it. Nice save and not throwing it right to a Piston.
That was the part that I liked the most.
Yes.
There you go, Paul. Got to get him some easy ones, build some momentum, because he has been fighting it a lot of this year. Needs a good get-right game. He already has the pull-up 3 earlier. Playmaking's been there.
On Tecchio again. Hit Rick.
Go up there and get it, boy.
Boy, was he up there, too.
Boney. Say. That's not the guy.
He was going to pass it to Boney. I knew he was going to do it.
I knew he was going to do it, and I was in my head. I was like, that is not the guy, bro.
To Paul George, you see splitting the defense like that, and you're already dealing with that knee. I get it. The instincts take over, but just, Oh, yeah. Tim Hardaway Jr., come on, man. Yeah.
Barbecue chicken, as Shaq would say.
Yeah.
I will say, for the concerns I've had about him on offense, I've been fairly encouraged by what we've seen from him defensively this year. And I think the second that he returned to the lineup, I think there was a noticeable difference in what they were able to do there, the amount of turnovers they were forcing. And some of it is just him doing it individually, but the collective size that they had also was making a pretty big difference.
That's money. Bono.
Look at Bono, man. Mixing it up.
He's so unorthodox. That was funny.
Dude,
he's just not making them.
Even that one, go all the way to the rim.
Yeah.
And that was something that, nobody loves Doc Rivers around here. But it's one thing that Doc really hammered with him is, I want your hand touching the glass. And there need to be more of those moments for Tyrese. Because he's got the burst, right? It's not a question of if he can get there. One more dribble, one more step. Drop off. Good pass, Ricky. And then he turned around and was asleep on the play. You got to stay awake on that one, Ricky. That's in cylinder. That's a bad missed call.
By the way, Beasley made his second 3, so we're already in the books for his. McCain needs to get going. So does Maxey.
Not loving this Tyrese game.
Hey, it seems off.
Oh, boy.
Kick it. Look at
Good
Ricky with the
pass.
extra pass. KJ
Martin actually took a 3.
Deciding to let it fly.
Wow.
Let it fly.
That's been his whole problem of just taking a 3. That's a goaltend. Well, there's your young player mistake of the first half for Bona.
That's tough because it looked like it was on his way out. And when he touched it, his hang time was so good that when he touched it, he had already tipped it and then put it back on the rim.
I used to have that problem all the time.
I know you did.
When the hang time's just too good.
You go up the elevator so fast, you don't know what to do once you're there. Not a problem we had at the office tonight.
Nah.
Our elevator's broken for anybody watching at home. That was a joke only meant for the 4 people in this room.
And Vince. I saw Vince on the stream.
Yeah, I guess Vince.
Vince wasn't here. So
Through contact for PG. Love seeing that.
Yeah, so we had to walk up the stairs on, what was that, Wednesday night after we came back from, I wound up going to the Reading Terminal late. And we got here, and the gang was like, Yeah, you got to take the stairs again, man. JP, Tyler, Renee. You got to take the stairs. Oh, man. That's a workout.
Tim Hardaway Jr., no chance, man.
No.
He's riding him the whole way and just kept
praying.
giving up ground,
And smacking his arm.
So I would say, I mean, just physically the way he's looked is pretty encouraging.
I agree.
That's a good sign.
And just close the game out with a win.
Yeah.
That'll help too. That'll make you
everybody
good.
feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
I don't know about everybody. There's a good number of people who already want the team to lose.
Bonus got to be a little bit more solid there.
He was
brace
excited.
they're showing?
Yeah. He was excited. Bona.
Well, better than being a half Bona.
Yeah. Blue Chew. See? Right there.
Little too aggressive.
He's lucky he didn't get a foul call there.
Yeah. Good discipline, though. Sat back, waited for his help. Turnover.
Where's Maxey? In the corner? Okay. Paul George sees Tobias and said, I got this.
Brick. Those mid-range pull-ups, man.
Yeah.
They've been ugly.
Help out Bona?
Yeah, that's one where I want to see a little more aggression. And that's sort of what Derek was talking about earlier, where you don't want to rein him in too much as a coaching staff, right? Like you still want to take advantage of, you have a young big who's as athletic as he is. You want to be able to take advantage of that, but not going to get everything right. Yeah, that's a bad one.
Also, save your fouls for when you actually can make the play. Like you posting up and getting an offensive foul for positioning, it's just not the expected.
He was getting the ball. He cleared enough space.
The expected value on a Bona post up is just not worth the foul. Save that for the other.
He had the chicken on him too. He did have
barbecue Hardaway on him.
Now, knowing that he is like that, do you want Paul George to instead call for a screen so he doesn't do anything but roll to the basket?
Probably.
Okay.
That's a hospital pass, man.
Runner. That's a runner right there, boy.
He might be a little gun shy after the misses earlier. Good
possession. Rare
possession.
catch and shoot for Maxey.
I mean, that runner was right there. That didn't require wrong foot, worry about the glass. Just runner floated right up there.
I'm sorry. Are you complaining that Kelly passed the ball?
This was before Kelly passed the ball.
Talking about Tyrese.
This is before Kelly passed the ball.
You can't foul him there.
No, not 12. No. 12 will bail you out.
So it's a couple of made threes for Maxey, which is nice.
And the one layup that he had?
He's 3 for 10 right now. 2 for 3 from 3. So that means he is 1 of 7 inside the arc.
And they were all good looks if he was a little more under control.
Honestly, other than Eric Gordon, he's the only guy having a bad offensive game so far, or at least a bad scoring game. Their efficiency is through the roof right now, making their threes. Like we were saying, ball movement's been better. Even I know you didn't like the lack of a runner, floater, or whatever from Tyrese on the one, but I do like the unselfishness they've been playing with. So.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. It was more of, as you said, why he didn't take the shot, because he was questioning himself. And to get it back, you have to also make shots. And now he's looking for a foul. No, you just make the shot. I don't miss those 12 possessions. I'm sorry.
Good pass, man.
I was ready to say, what was that?
Putting that one down on my notes.
Sasser.
Good help from Tyrese on that one.
Beasley again.
That's unfortunate. Made the right read. Got to get the loose ball.
Was that Beasley or 12?
Got to get those glasses back on you, boy.
Nah, I thought it was Beasley.
You were hoping it was
Beasley. It was Beasley.
So, hold on.
That was not.
Did that go in
goaltending?
off the backboard?
I don't know what that.
I don't
was.
even think Ricky touched that on first watch. It looked like he tried to throw a lob and threw it so hard it just went in.
No, Ricky caught it. It was a bad throw. And it was so close to the glass that Ricky caught it. It's more credit to Ricky for catching it where it was. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. 12 versus Maxey.
Yeah, run right by him.
Good play, Kelly. I can't believe you didn't get a call there. I'd be pissed, too, if I didn't get a call there. I'll give him that one.
Timeout. Even though it's 2 minutes to go, you can't let this get out.
It's already down to 7. I think they already have what.
What was it, 17 after one?
Yeah. 37-20. Yep.
That's a bad turnover, man. Just like that. Could be a 4 or 5 point game.
And if you're Detroit, you want to say, let's get this to single digits going into the halftime, 9 points. But instead, yeah, that was a crazy throw.
I don't think
he guided it in.
Okay. What a weird.
Hey, he threw the lob. Good work.
How many minutes is Jared? Jared has played 11 minutes and doesn't have a single shot attempt.
2 rebounds, 1 turnover.
Look, if there's anything that I said when he was lighting it up, it's that guy should shoot less, right? Like, just a waste. Just a waste. Yeah, Maxey's shot selection tonight, leaving a lot to be desired. And look, again, some of it is how teams are playing him. It's not just, he's not seeing the floor or this and that. They are overplaying him at the rim and daring guys like Kelly Oubre.
And this is where we talk about the adjustment that he needs to make, the counter of stopping, pull up, and more often than not, if he doesn't make it, he's probably going to get bumped. Instead of going to the rim and waiting for the call from the official, if he stops, that's a clear, obvious bump by the defense that the official will blow the whistle on.
I think there are a lot of ways to attack it, right? Like he talked last year about his dad has been on him for a long time about the 1 or 2 dribble pull up mid-range, that he could get to that more often.
Mm-hmm.
He could get all the way to the rim. So it's basically just one more dribble than he's taking right now. Or you take a page out of Jared's book, or at least we've seen it more from him so far, more of that Nash under the rim,
the probing,
dribbling, where you're just probing and you're waiting for, and that's where Kelly and Caleb and some of these other guys have not shot the ball well. But if you can beat that first line of defense, probe a little bit, then that weak side, that back cut will be there, and that's where you hit somebody like Kelly or Caleb, and you can get them some easy buckets. So if they're shooting poorly, get them a layup, get them a dunk, and I think that would make a difference.
Yeah.
But you got to retain the dribble.
Yeah. Kyle Wright says the mid-range is there. It is.
Yeah.
That's why you stop, pull up. And if the defense is – the one thing that's bad for Tyrese, as we talk about this, is that he's so good with his speed, he's getting by the defender. He knows he can get by them. But now you got to play the chess game and get them – they're already on your hip. So now – make them commit.
Derek is leaving in protest.
Make them commit. And deciding how they're going to defend that particular play, you've shown that you can make mid-range jump shots pretty easily. Make those. The one that he did take, the fadeaway, you even said it right then and there, that he looked uncomfortable taking that one.
So this looks like the group they'll have to close the half. It's Tyrese, Jared, Ricky,
And Jared, you got to take that.
Kelly, Yabo. Yeah, somebody's
Jared's got to take that steal. That skip pass was his. That awareness needs to be better right there.
It's a good show there.
Wow.
Oh my! I mean, what are you gonna do?
That's
about
how he's
that?
been shooting. Yeah.
Nothing you can do about that.
No.
Well defended, better offense. I shouldn't even say better offense. Better shot making.
Mm-hmm. This is where you need your guy to take over. You got to be able to get by him. Good call,
The
Rick.
thing that worries me about Tyrese moving forward, nice bounce for Ricky, is the lack of craft inside the arc.
Mm-hmm.
And that manifests in a lot of ways, right? The handle in tight spaces, what you're talking about. So deceleration, like coming to a quick stop, getting into your mid-range. There's a little bit too much. Either it's 100 miles an hour or it's nothing.
And this is where we gave him credit of figuring out how to turn that down a little bit.
I wish Jared had shot that.
I think I agree with you. Yeah.
Because one, he just needs to get some shots up.
Yeah.
Can't get through a half where he is this anonymous as a shooter. 5-point game, man.
And that's a 5-point swing right there just because of what you said. That could have been 59 or 60. Now, Pistons may have scored, but
that's
these swings keep hurting them.
That's a crazy shot. All right. Get a good shot here.
Yeah.
That one, I don't blame him as much because Ricky got thrown into his man a little bit.
Yep.
Messed up the timing. But again, got to be tighter with the basketball.
And maybe pull back out and reset it just a little bit. You got to go fast, but just pull the ball back instead of trying to do that.
I do think this is a broader NBA point. I think the NBA has gone way too far into the 2-for-1s and the trying to play the clock game at the end of quarters. I'm sure they have lots of data telling them, you should do X, Y, Z.
Mm-hmm.
I think too often it just evolves into you waste most of the clock and you're forcing a guy to put up a bad shot with 3 seconds on the shot clock for no reason. I think there needs to be at least a little bit more run a real play and try to get into your offense and don't worry so much about the 2-for-1 and the rest of it. And that one wasn't even a 2-for-1. It was just, we have 28 seconds. Let's use 23 of it so they don't have a play. And because you waited so long and the play was all junked up, they now have a chance here. Good play by KJ.
Yeah, good help.
So,
5-point game.
Yeah. Well, there's Kate Nala on the broadcast. Trying to see what that guy's suspenders were next to Ala. They're pretty fancy.
All
right, snap takes from that F. Who stood out good and bad?
Ricky stood out to me.
For sure.
Bringing that energy. We talked about Caleb Martin not being available, and someone is there to take it, and Ricky took it.
And I thought Bona, for the most part, gave him pretty good minutes, considering
I agree.
the situation he was thrown into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like Ricky's minutes. I like Bona's minutes.
Paul George played well, initiating, making that one top of the key three, got to his spots off some drives. I thought he played well.
My negative here is not closing out the quarter better. The opportunities there for Detroit. Look, the made three by Beasley, 37 feet away from the basket. There's nothing you can do about that. But the skip pass where Jarrett McCain probably could have stolen that one. The shot you said he should have taken before they missed the three where he probably had a much better look. And then Maxey dribbling the ball off his leg. Like you said, you don't blame him, but it's just they just continue to pile up of things that went wrong there to close out the quarter. Not to say that they would have gotten it back to double digits, but maybe 7, maybe 8 instead of it being the 5 right here.
Yeah, I put that half on, or the poor end of the half on Maxey. Primarily. So there have been a lot of games this year where you can say, hey, the offensive context sucks, right? Like guys aren't making shots, guys aren't making plays. He makes the right read, doesn't matter. That's not the case tonight, right? You come out, Kelly Oubre's playing well, shooting the ball well. Paul George has made his only 3. Yabu makes it 3. Ricky comes in and gives you good energy off the bench. So you've had, other options tonight, right? And while he's made a couple of threes, his decision-making inside the arc has just been dreadful. And that combined with just not making shots, that's a big difference. That's why it's, instead of being a 10-point game, which I think is probably about what it should be based on the run of play right now.
Yep.
It's a 5-point game. And so he owes them. Now, he gave them a great second half the other night. Oh, look at Derek.
Gonna do the Givens here.
That's how you got to do it, man.
He owes them another big second half because he wasn't good enough.
Yeah. If he makes a few of those layups on better decision making of how to whether shoot them themselves at a better look or finding his teammates, it probably is a double-digit 10-point lead at least at the half.
And just a little bit, I feel like he has been a little too much of a black hole. I feel like the team, for the most part, has moved the ball well. I don't think that was a particularly great passing half from Maxey. In all honesty, I'd like to see maybe, Jared running a little more of the offense and initiating a bit more. I just think it felt like Maxey was had a little bit of tunnel vision. And some of those drives, maybe rather than, weak layup attempts, love to see him go strong. Love to see him pull up from the mid-range, but also maybe love to see a little more drive and kick emphasis as well.
What do you want to see out of McCain here?
Shoot.
A shot.
He's not going to get your 2 made threes if he doesn't at least attempt one.
Yeah.
We're all in this for gambling Givens, right? The rest of it is just minor details.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, he has to shoot. He has to look at the rim. He's not even, I don't know if it's the confidence thing, but he's kind of gone a little cold over the last week. But
some of it is, I think, he's made floor reads, right? Like there was the kick to the corner pass to Oubre, the skip pass to the opposite corner on the one possession. So I don't think there's the one example where he was a little gun shy, right? But I think overall he's letting the game come to him. And we've seen this before, right? There have been quarters or even halves where he's struggled, and generally he probes and finds a way at some point. So I would say I'm less concerned about him, although given that he put up 0 shots, it's hard to know what kind of half he's going to have from here.
Yeah. Jeannie H says controlled energy, meaning no out of control dribbling off the leg, but still with the fire. Tom Jackson, his shot selection at the rim has been dreadful. Maxey, that's for both of them. And Al, the 2-minute warning, what up, Al, says, let's keep taking it to the hoop in the second half, but make your free throws.
Been a problem all year, man.
Yeah.
Again, it's
they've only missed 3.
Yeah. 7 for 10 is not that bad, but it has been an issue throughout the season. And look, given who shot the free throws, you should be happy with 7 for 10.
Yeah.
Right.
Bono with 2 or 3 and Ricky with 4 or 5.
Yep.
I'll take both those numbers. Boy, we're getting some weird commercials on the TV, by the way. Make any Black Friday purchases?
I did quite a few. Yeah.
Any for yourself?
No, for the girls.
Whenever I shop for Black Friday, it's almost always for myself.
You try not to look at the things for yourself. Yeah, I got the girls some things that I purchased. Some decent deals too. So yeah.
Can't say on the show, I guess. Otherwise, you'll give it away.
Nope. And they're old enough where it was me. So yeah. So I took advantage of some deals. JP, you take advantage of any deals? Black Friday deals?
Besides the PHLY locker?
Besides ours, yes.
Nah, I haven't yet. I'm more of a Cyber Monday guy. I'm trying to find some flights.
Okay.
That's the biggest hipster thing. I'm more of a Cyber Monday guy myself.
I'll be drinking my
IPA
over my couch.
Like ours. It bleeds right into Monday, right? Cyber Monday.
I'm looking for some flights, guys. That's what I'm really looking for. The wife wants some flights to Puerto Rico, so trying to find some flights. Yeah, man. Speaking of which, Corey earlier had a comment about your hat today, Kyle. You have a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, man. Well, somebody on the pregame was saying, "Is that a Commander's hat, brother?" Come on. What are we talking about here?
Commanders.
I would wear a Commander's hat ever, let alone on our show.
The Josh Harris fan, a Commanders, Sixers, Devils fan.
I still.
Do you think there's other than people who work for the organization? Do you think there's anyone? And even then, they're like rooting for them out of obligation, right? Do you think there is one single person in the world outside of that orbit who roots for the Devils, Sixers, and Commanders?
No.
I would like to meet that person.
Zero.
No, I would not like to meet that person. That person is confused. That's someone who has no idea who they are or what they stand for. You need to like go on a vision quest or something to figure out your.
What would make it even crazier is if they were also a Crystal Palace fan too.
Just like, I wasn't even thinking about the EPL tie either.
They got everything.
There was a moment where there was a non-zero chance they were going to own my favorite team. So,
yeah,
I don't think that ever got that close, but I think that was when the Henrys put Liverpool up for not for sale, but they did some exploring. I think there was. I don't know for sure.
You guys love LeBron
don't
over
aggregate. I'll do the Windhorse. Don't aggregate this, but I think there was some thought there that maybe get involved with a different team.
You guys have LeBron over there?
I mean, LeBron apparently designs merch for Liverpool. So
wow.
Does he?
Yes. There's like a whole LeBron line. He owns like a small percent, but he owns a percentage of the team.
You got into that early in his career, earlier.
Yeah, a long time ago.
I need to see this line because I don't like a lot of the stuff that he gives the okay.
Yeah.
I don't like. Yeah.
I think it's just like Liverpool gear with gold on it. That's kind of the. Here, I'll pull it up.
By the way, it was the question asked. Tom Jackson asked, "Is there any news on Drummond? He won't return. He's out for the night. So you got Yabusele, Bona, and whoever else is helping out in the front court."
Yeah, like that's an example.
All right. Well, he didn't mess that up.
No.
Okay.
No, their normal stuff looks better, but oh, these were shoes. Those are the LeBron Liverpool.
Yeah. Yeah, he generally through 20 years of shoes has had a handful of good ones.
Not a LeBron sneaker guy.
Nah, I haven't liked his sneakers all that much. A handful. 2 years ago, he actually thought they did a pretty good job with his like 18 or 19, whatever it was.
I think my issue with his shoes have been, and Derek's about to really check out here. My issue with LeBron's shoes have been they tend to be bulkier, which makes sense given the guy who's wearing them.
Yep.
And the line is named after. But as the other shoes have gotten sleeker and not even like I'm not a big low top guy playing basketball, although I've worn Kobe's and I might have worn a pair of Kyrie's at one point. I think just Kobe's.
Mm-hmm.
And they really popularized the no ankle support or less ankle support basketball shoe. But I tend to, I mean, I grew up wearing Iversons and T-Max and things like that. So I always am drawn to.
I had a pair of 7s, LeBron's, the Ohio States.
See, I agree with Kyle. They just look bulky. And then I also, because of who it is, he's in the line of big men don't sell shoes. Now his shoes sell, but the problem is they make him like a big man with the width of it. It's too much there going on where you have somebody who's Kevin Durant. These wing players like he is. Mm-hmm. Kevin Durant's are much more of a sleek design. Paul George.
KD's had some crazy colorways on his over the years too.
But the shoe itself is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where he gets in trouble, I think LeBron does. Right. They do sell though. I mean, he's LeBron James, so they're gonna sell.
Have you seen, speaking of, we're really on a sneaker tangent.
I love it.
James Harden's sneakers now look like the old Kobe shoes that I could not stand.
The Adidas Kobe's?
Oh, yeah, they're horrible. Yeah. Look at these things, man.
I'm not a fan.
Like Adidas, if you want to send me some, by all means. But like, look at these things.
He gave those out when he was here to the staff for a lot of the staff at the for the Sixers and the arena.
Wait, by the way, do you remember on that same subject when Jimmy Butler did that when he came here? And it was like they made such a huge deal of it because the whole book on Jimmy was like, oh, this guy's a pain in the ass. And that was like hey, look what Jimmy did kind of thing.
You talking about that holiday thing he did?
He gave out a bunch of Jordans. It was like so I think he did a bigger thing. It initially was like the ball boys and the coaching staff and everyone. So they're all wearing Jordans because he's a Jordan brand guy, right?
Not anymore.
But he was back then.
He was at the time.
Yes.
So he gave them all Jordans. And it was cool. I just think there was an angle of it where it was like, hey, look, he's not that much of a pain in the butt in the locker room. And it's like, I'm not sure those two things are actually correlated, but clearly they were better off with Jimmy in the organization than out, I would say.
So now I'm looking right at you, Paul George, making sure that the ball boys and the staff get some
Those
PGs.
guys covered, baby.
Got to cover them with them PGs. I think Maxey is taking care of some people, even though he doesn't have a signature shoe. He's one of the faces of New Balance.
He has come in the locker room sometimes like, well, I don't see any of y'all in New Balance to us. And it's like, brother, I'm not taking anything from you, but like if I'm not getting it.
Like if you don't have them mail them to me, you don't have to hand them to me. They can mail them.
No,
so I've played in those, the ones that he wears. Yeah, so I shout out my people at New Balance. They sent me those when they first came out. They're comfortable. They're a little. They have that wide a little bit to it, like you said.
Which is I tend to wear Nikes
but they're good.
So do I. I have long feet, but I have narrow feet, so that tends to be their shoes run that way, and pretty much always have. Mm-hmm. So I stick to Nikes for the most part.
Oh yeah, I do too. But again, shout out my people from New Balance because they keep me on the basketball list.
Yes, sir.
So I'll take them every time. I had to bring, and they sent me the Kawhi Leonards. Very comfortable. Very comfortable.
For the 6 games a year you can play in them?
Yes, I get more wear out of them than he does. Yeah.
Well, that was the joke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like, can you even test them enough? The Kawhi line, it's like, oh, yeah, these are good. And then
I have to show you guys the box that they sent. Not the last
like a
ones.
Big claw?
I know, right? It's a big box. It's like this tall, and it came with this hoodie also. But the box is really cool, and you have to when you open it, lift it up, pull out the. They have a little hook to pull the top off, and they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. But again, shout out my people at New Balance. But Tyrese, I'd imagine if he keeps this going, All-Stars and all, he's probably going to be the next one to get a signature shoe from New Balance because Kawhi's the only one, but Jamal Murray has fallen off a little bit.
Oh, speaking of, I was watching, somebody posted bubble highlights the other day.
Oh,
and watching Jamal Murray move compared to now is like a night and day difference.
That matchup between he and Mitchell,
that was a crazy
the Jazz
series.
Nuggets, that was crazy.
As much as that time of human history sucked, it was cool where it was like every day, all day, there was just basketball on and we could just kind of hang out and do nothing but watch basketball.
Yeah.
All right. Second half.
Ricky, 13.
Starting.
13. Who starts? KJ gets the start for Drummond.
Good help.
Right away, good help.
You said it before. I do think his help defense has been way better. Yeah,
Kelly, you can't miss that one. Missed him right on the baseline to KJ Martin. I'm sure you all saw it.
I would have liked to see Yabu shoot that, but
like this look. Fired up. There you go. That's how you do it. Fired up. Just real quick, I think Maxey probably gets the next signature shoe for New Balance. I haven't asked. I'm just guessing because of their lineup, their roster. DeJounte Murray, no. Throw it up. There you go.
I will say Tyrese has definitely had some better defensive moments recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 5 steals the last game. Looked pretty good.
His activity and awareness away from the ball have been a lot better. I actually ran into his parents in the tunnel the one night after the Nets game and was like, Hey, Tyrese out there defending his butt off tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrone, you think so? I mean,
There
a
you go.
lot more steals than normal.
Yeah, right.
That's the type of shot I would like to see more than the 100 miles an hour falling out of bounds floater. Yeah, just like little stuff like that, right? Where weaponize the speed. I'm not saying he needs to gamble all the time, but when you're within an arm's length, as long as he is engaged away from the play, he's got chances to make more plays like that. So love seeing that from him.
And off of that defensive play that you talk about, the very last possession where they threw the ball back to, I think it was Ivy, but it was a slow release back from Beasley, who was being pressed up on. Selfishly, I thought Tyrese could have taken that gamble and probably gotten away with the steal there.
See, KJ's just got to dial it back.
Move his feet.
There. Yeah.
He's going for the reach.
Mm-hmm.
So what's Maxey up to now? 13?
Well, I was about to say, Paul with
13
these
on 14
contested
shots,
mid-range
yeah.
shots is absolutely killing me.
Yeah. He's 3 for 8. Missed 1 3. The rest of them, I think, are those contested shots. Nice help. Maxey's got to, as we just praised him for his defense, he's got to rotate faster.
Yep. I feel like they're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't with Yabu on defense, where you probably do want to have him hedge more because he's not going to be much of a rim protector. But then when he's in a scramble mode and you're already having trouble with rebounding, it's a lot to ask him to cover out to the 3-point line and then get back and box out bigger guys when there are those type of plays.
Nice kick to Maxey. That's a make.
There you go.
Yep.
Good patience by Yabu.
Something
Love seeing Maxey make threes tonight.
Something happened in that locker room with him. Maybe it was just him, but it happened.
Good hands by Paul there.
Yep. Give it up to the point guard. Let's go. Give it back to him. Hot hand. Exactly.
Right
Don't mess around.
See, that's
exactly.
all the way to the rim.
Yeah.
That's what you want to see.
When he had 12 before, we said, oh, here's the matchup. Go right by him. You bailed him out the first time.
You've been pretty on point with that, by the way. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
12.
Thank you. They make this here. Detroit has to call a timeout.
Good pass.
No timeout.
Oh.
Now you call a timeout, Detroit.
But see, like that play happens because of good offense, right? It's Paul getting to the rim, Paul finding the open shooter, and you miss the shot. But Detroit's already trying to, get there, scramble out to the shooter.
And
you're a little bit frazzled,
Yep.
and KJ can come in and make that type of play. That happens because of good offense.
Yep, 69-55. Good energy, good activity there by the Sixers coming out of the locker room. 12-3 to start this quarter, and that took all of just under 3 minutes.
Yeah. And that's sort of the thing with Paul's game today, right? Because most of his shots have been frustrating, especially a lot of the turnarounds or the mid-range, the contested mid-range. Outside of that one drive, he has not gotten to, the cup as much as you would want. And I think we're going to say a lot over the next 4 years. But he's also been, I think, by far their best passer on the floor and the one most consistently generating offense for others. Even, like you said, putting pressure there, allowing KJ to dive in. He has, I think, overall, even though he's, 3 for 8, 3 for 9 for 8 points, I like the way he's been playing offense just for the simple fact that you can give him the ball, put him in a screen, and he can make the right reads and make passes out of it. And I think when the ball's been moving the best, it's when he's been handling it.
I would say this, too. I am shocked that KJ fell out of the rotation entirely for a little bit there because, I know there are the questions about the shot, but he's been on a team that doesn't have forwards. He gives you what you probably need from a guy in like that 3-4 hybrid type, right? Like he can operate from the dunker spot on a quick drop off and dunk. You see the putback there. He's a decent rebounder. When he ends up as the low man on those rotations on defense, he has the ability to be a weak side shot blocker, a guy as the last line of defense, and that helps you clean up. With Yabu at the 5, where you're lacking some of these things, that allows you to get away with some of those issues because you can cobble it together using him. So I think, and I would say this too, I said this early in the year, and I think we're seeing it play out tonight and recently. I think his reads are just sharper this year. I think he's done a much better job of right place, right time, not always having to be like, a lot of times last year and earlier in his career, he's having to make a crazy athletic play because he was out of position in the first place. Now he's beating guys to spots, and you have the athleticism and the ability to go up and, you know, contest shots at the rim. It's made him such a more impactful off-ball guy. And I think on top of all of that, on ball, he's shown to be a pretty versatile switch defender. So he's been a pretty nice surprise for them when he's gotten minutes this year, I think.
9 points, 5 boards, 2 blocks, 2 assists, 1 made 3 for KJ Martin, getting the start for Andre Drummond, who's out for the rest of the game. Defense again.
Oh, I don't know about that one. I want to see the replay.
I don't even mind it just because he's engaged now. He's locked in.
Yeah, they're not showing a replay. I would assume that means that was an obvious.
Here we go. Here we go.
That's not a foul. He got
and maybe he was grabbing him with the other arm, and that's what they got him for. I don't think.
Or maybe it just looked like he swiped down on the ball. And
But even there, like that's KJ coming in and being able to contest there. That makes all the difference at the rim. That's the perfect example of what we're talking about.
If you don't take 12. Sorry, even with a brace on, take him. Reverse pivot and give it back to George. Yep.
That's a bad possession. Honestly, not a horrible shot given how bad the possession was.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is honestly, this lineup has not been
12
half bad.
Scored?
Yeah.
He made a bucket?
1 basket.
Okay.
Yeah, that and one that he had. Yeah.
The commitment to calling him 12 is just unbelievable.
I mean, look, Winona scares me, and if I say the name, she will yell at me. So
I didn't
here we
realize
are.
that's why you guys didn't say his name. Treating him like Candyman. Rest in peace to, was it Tony?
I forgot his name.
Oh, I feel really bad. He just passed away. Finally made one of those.
He's up to 20 now.
Tony Todd. Rest in
Todd.
peace to Tony Todd.
He is up to
passed
20,
away
yeah.
recently. Great. I love that movie though. Underrated.
Did you see the last one? Because I did not.
The new one?
Yeah. I had no interest.
And I would say it went a very different direction.
Okay.
Some things I liked about it, some things that I was a little dubious on. Look at that. Second three of the night for KJ.
He's getting regular minutes. He knows he's getting regular minutes. He's not worried about being snatched off the floor.
And that was good patience from Tyrese there, right? Like waiting until he could draw somebody.
Mm-hmm. Look at Kelly.
It's a shame they didn't get that loose ball. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Still like the activity. But yeah, that's more what we're talking about from Tyrese. Not always playing 100 miles an hour. That's a dunk. Could see that coming.
So you really just need McCain to come through for you there, and you got all three. Not yet with Tyrese. You still need a couple more from Tyrese, but you're looking good.
I'm not worried about him.
Great defense there from
I'm not worried
our
about
guy
him.
Yabu.
Yeah, I need McCain to come off the bench. Whatever Maxey was saying to himself in the locker room, that's what I need from McCain.
Yeah, good luck. Jalen Duren is not beating him to that spot.
Even though he traveled. We'll give you that one. It's all right.
There's Coach Lowry.
I was looking for tape the other day to put on my shirt.
Coach Devon.
Exactly. Nice pass.
Yeah, the passing has just been so much better tonight.
And especially here in the second half, I think Tyrese doing a much better job.
So, Derek, let's just count out Embiid because we just don't know, right? When you look at Maxey and George out there on the floor at the same time, and we always talk about having that extra shot creation.
Why are you trimming my big 4 to 3?
You see it. Oh, that's right. Sorry. When McCain is back out there too. When you see it, you can see where if he's healthy and he's right, that that extra shot creation there for McCain and for Maxey, it's clear. George, the team looks different.
Oh, for sure. And he has been, like I said, your most effective passer for most of the night. And just having another NBA player, whether that's running an offense, someone that you trust to handle and make decisions with the ball, and who's a reliable defender, it makes a significant difference. And that's why this start they've had, this 3 for 14 start, it really is everything has gone wrong. And like you said, we don't know about Joe. We don't know when he's going to come back.
I thought that was going in.
If he does come back, how long is he going to be in the lineup before he has to go back out and miss more time? It's just a massive uncertainty. But if you get these other three in there, and I am going to include Jared McCain in there, even though he's an 0 for on the night and came off the bench.
Yep.
Yes, they will look like a more functional basketball team.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
My dog decided to hide under one of our kitchen chairs tonight, so I was sharing a picture with Devon while we're sitting here.
Pre-game, it was the Sixers Pistons. Louis was like, I'm going under the chair. I'm not watching this tonight.
He's like, Oubre and Drummond in the starting lineup? I can't even watch.
Not subjecting myself
I can't
to
even
this.
watch.
And then even playing off of that with those guys, you knew coming in that the offenses were going to be an Embiid-led offense with the other two around him, the Maxey-George-led offense, and then if George was out, Maxey and Embiid out there on the floor, how that goes. There were going to be different varieties, different versions of the offense. Yeah. And that's been part of the problem because even when George has been out there, it hasn't looked like, because they haven't had practice time together, because they haven't logged any real game minutes, we haven't had a chance to see what these different real lineups were going to look like. And now, even tonight, he's not healthy, but you see the stuff that can help this team win.
Well, we're seeing some of what we saw in that first game for Paul against Phoenix, right? Like that was one of the games where, yeah, they lost, but we at least came out of it like, oh, okay, I can see what Paul brings to the team, right? Like that Maxey had some open driving lanes that they can, Maxey could be off the floor and you could still have some offensive talent available. And then what we're seeing tonight from Paul, which is secondary playmaking, although frankly, he's been basically the lead playmaker for a lot of this game. So yes, we're seeing the pieces start to come together. The unfortunate thing is tomorrow will be December 1st, and it should not have taken until December 1st to start looking like a coherent basketball team, but you will obviously take what you can get watching this team right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're just tuning in for our watch along here on this Saturday night, Derek Bodner, Kyle Neubeck, Devon Givens with you, JP in as well, sitting in for Bree. We appreciate having JP in with all of you in the chat. And our watch along is presented by our good friends from Coors Light. Here, visit CoorsLight.com/PHLY basketball kickback like Kyle is. Put your feet up and choose chill, man, because they look like they're playing pretty well. I'm not going to go any further, but they're playing pretty well. And have that Coors Light delivered or find a store near you. 77-62. Tyrese Maxey has gotten off to a pretty good start here this half, and he is up to 20 points, 8 for 18, 4 for 7 from 3. Knocked down a couple of those already in this third frame. 5 assists for Maxey, and he's already matched Paul George's 5. And I didn't even realize he was that high on the assist number, but clearly the KJ Martin one there, a couple in the first half. He has 5 assists, just 1 turnover to 2 steals. He looks really engaged. Off the bench, 13 each for KJ Martin and Ricky Council, both giving some good activity, getting some good minutes, giving some good minutes for Nick Nurse. Andre Drummond got hurt in the first quarter. KJ Martin got the start in the second half as a result of being that 5th starter in the place of Andre Drummond as Paul George misses a free throw here. And Adem Bona also getting some minutes, 11 minutes, played pretty well. Only 2 personal fouls in that 11 minutes, Derek. 1 for 2.
And one of them offensive, too.
Yeah, so he looks pretty good. So Sixers doing
Take a bear.
Sixers doing a pretty good job. Nice.
You'll take a bear? You're going to take one single gummy bear?
Bobby, a bear?
That might be the first time in recorded history anybody would take a single gummy bear. No, that's what I'm saying.
Nice balance with the scoring, too. Maxey with 20, 13 each from Martin.
That's what happens when you share the
and
ball.
Ricky. 9 for George, 8 for Kelly Oubre, who got off to a good start, 7 for Yabusele. And before Drummond went out. He had 4 points in that 4 minutes quickly with 3 boards. So nice balance overall. And they're protecting the basketball, too.
All right, some more Bona minutes, by the way. So we'll see if he can follow that first half up.
Sixers only 6 turnovers so far. Good board. Go to the basket. Yeah. Why you slow up? I noticed something different tonight on George getting the rebound.
Oh!
Less pushing the ball up and just giving it up to the guard to let them get going. I don't know if that's the brace. I'd imagine it's the brace. Getting used to his knee again. But he's getting the rebound, finding the guard.
What a block, man.
I was waiting for them to blow the whistle on that one. Not that he did it, just more of that's what the NBA does, right?
That was an insane play.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible Kelly defense there. Another great play by Bona.
It was 12, though.
I don't care, man.
It was
That's it.
12.
And look, we're talking earlier in the game about defending without fouling and how important for him that is.
Yeah.
That's a great,
Yeah.
just straight up vertical contest after an insane block right there. Yeah, I don't care if it is 12.
It was a joke that about 12.
This is exactly the type of effort you want to see from him in this one. I was about to say, I think he's earned himself at least one stupid defensive foul between now and the end of the game. There we go.
That
Shot
one.
for Jared.
There's that one. Maxey noticed it, too. Let me get this young guy going. Wow. Ooh, the wind blowing in there. Can we keep it comfortable tonight, guys? Can we keep it comfortable? 82-62. They're gonna have a run.
Well, considering where it was just 9 minutes of gameplay ago, like this is pretty comfortable.
There you go.
Nice little McCain pull
The
up.
Hubie Brown. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Hubie Brown, by the way.
The best.
His
Retiring.
final season.
Retiring. The greatest. Love Hubie Brown. Maxey, another good defensive play. He sniffed out that dribble handoff, right, Derek?
Yep.
If this game stays the same, I would like to see Nurse give McCain some heavy fourth quarter minutes to just get him going a little bit.
You're just trying to win your bet.
No, it's not that. It's more because he's had a couple bad games.
And by bad games, you mean like 18 and 15 points instead
Yeah.
of 30 that he was dropping all the time. But
And 0 for 7 from the shot that we've expected him to make.
yep.
Another good driving kick by Paul George.
If his knee was right, you knew he was going up with that. If his knee was right, he probably doesn't get that one blocked. But good stuff overall.
Here comes Bona. I thought he might get there.
Nurse is like, all right.
He was lurking in the weeds like, oh, I'm getting this one.
Yeah. By the way, Sixers are off Sunday and Monday. They're in Charlotte. A quick 2-game trip. They're in Charlotte. Charlotte tonight took on the Atlanta Hawks. LaMelo Ball out for a couple of weeks. Again, can't stay healthy, man. Out again. And they lost by 3 to the Hawks in Charlotte, 107-104.
And then after that, they got 2 in a row against the Magic at home.
Mm-hmm.
Magic have won 11 of their last 12. They've been playing really good
My guy
basketball.
Franz.
Especially with Ben
He
Collins.
looks good.
He is hooping.
He looks good.
I think so. The weird thing is he actually has shot worse lately, at least from 3, but he's doing just about everything for that team. He is averaging 23, 5.5 rebounds, 5.8 assists, shooting 47 from the field, 35% from three.
That's Paolo's all-star spot.
Listen, man.
He's been
And then
that
playing
good.
pretty good
Yeah.
defense. He's averaging almost 2 steals a game.
And we weren't sure how it was going to look when Paolo went down. We said, hey, they might take a little bit of a slide, and they finally got it together.
And look, he's not the only guy, right? Like Suggs has been pretty good.
Yeah, he's been fantastic.
It helps that they have one of the, it's not like it's a silver lining or anything, but one of the blessings they had is they didn't really lose their defensive identity with Paolo hurt. So they've been able to continue to battle with teams.
Yeah, Jamal Mosley is a really good coach.
Yes, he is. Were you, one of you, I think, picked him for Coach of the Year, right?
I think I did.
Derek did.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
it wasn't me.
We went with
but I knew
Jenkins
one of you
together.
did.
Both of us did.
That's right.
And then I thought I was going to pick them as one of my surprise teams as being a top 4 in the East, and then you went up me by picking them top 3.
Yeah. That's one where I would just like him to not jump the first game back, I think. I've seen too much.
The first jump I'm good with. The second jump, that's the one that always gets you. Right to the basket. Look at this.
Ooh.
Sniper.
Oh,
Sniper. Look at that. Look at Maxey.
good job.
Look at
Stay
instincts
engaged
right
with
there.
the play. That's what we were talking about with Ricky. You got to stay engaged with the play once it leaves your hands. I mean, honestly, biggest difference in the second half is Tyrese came out of the half ready to play. He's been excellent.
Sasser with the deep 3. Where's the help? Maxey, somebody good in the backcourt to help him.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I'm Jared McCain, where you at, man? Oh,
I would have probably preferred to jam the brakes and run a real offense there, but
I would have liked Jared McCain to come get the basketball too.
yeah, great job by Tyrese there. As much as our guy Rick made an individual impact first half, I'm pretty sure they lost his minutes pretty handily. So hopefully this is a better stretch here. I say as Eric Gordon walks to the scorer's table.
Al asked if
you having your
Paul George
one Sour Patch strawberry over there?
3. I'm going with the 3
I'll have one.
as I drop one. Al asks, hey, did PG have that brace on in the first half? Yes, he did. Yep.
Suspect he'll probably wear it for at least a bit. Yeah. Okay. So that's the one.
Yeah, let that dunk go. I appreciate the effort, though. Ricky's like, what?
Adem is for, I mean, I don't know how many people have watched his interviews or anything like that. He is one of the few nicest guys on the team. Just a good kid. Always big smile on his face. Seems to genuinely love what he does, even when he's just waving the towel from the side.
We saw the big kid in both he and McCain when we were in the Bahamas at the slide.
Oh yeah.
Right? Where they were just ear to ear, man. Just smiling. Nice kid, though.
Yeah, another one of those guys that, you know, big time competitor, like everybody raves about him, how hard he plays, all that. And that stuff shows up, obviously, as well. I was going to say, you're going to call a foul at some point? Jeez, riding them. A lot of that tonight. Got to be interesting to be a Twin, and the Twin is so much better than, you know, at basketball. And that's not to say that Asar is like a bad basketball player, but
Amen has been
killing it in Houston.
I mean, goes back to our Wagner conversation from earlier, too.
This is true.
Yeah, because at Michigan, Mo was the man. I had no idea Franz was going to be this good.
Jared missed one free throw and now can't make them anymore.
Can't get him to drop.
So these are important stretches to me in Jared just running the team and proving to Nick Nurse to send some of these guys like Lowry to the shadow realm because they got to be able to run good rotations from
All
everybody there.
Yep.
Great defensive possession.
Yep. You still have 5 seconds too to get a
And
good
that's
shot.
one that they should highlight whenever their next film study is, tomorrow, Monday, whenever. Put that one on the tape because Jared specifically has had issues on and off ball. That's doing his job. But what I was saying was they need to get to a place where Jared can run the show as the point guard and you can load up on wings and athletes so that you can put lineups, assuming Joel ever plays again, which
We don't know.
Heck knows at this point. But when Joel's back out there, it can be Jared, Joel, and then guys with size and skill between them, rather than a 6 foot tall or 6'2" tall guard next to him in the backcourt.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, well, especially like you said, especially with Paul George back, with Joel hopefully playing again, you don't need to over-index on short guys because you trust that they can dribble.
Yeah.
Over-index on the athletic guys like Ricky, like even KJ, who's giving him good minutes here, maybe more double big lineups, whatever the game dictates, but you don't need to shoehorn Kyle Lowry in for 25 minutes anymore. It has to stop. It has to.
Whew.
All right. My turn.
Looking pretty good for the Sixers.
20-point lead, largest going into the start of any quarter. They were up by 19, but that was in the middle of the
GSC
quarter.
called him Commissioner Gordon, like we're in Batman.
So they were doing that the other day, and Rich wasn't happy. And Rich and Bree weren't happy.
Because Commissioner Gordon's good.
Exactly, right. And just because you can't give him a nickname now that he hasn't already had in his 17-year career. I mean, you can, but
You don't get a nickname on your final NBA contract.
no.
We need better nicknames in sports in general. We've gotten really bad.
I'm
at
so over the
nicknames.
first initial, last initial. I don't need any more PGs.
You don't need PG. EG, yeah, that's why they try to go with the commissioner.
No,
Call
look,
him EG.
When you
that
think
would be,
about George Gervin was called Iceman.
Right.
Like, that's
And we're
the
like,
type of
that's
nickname
cool.
we
PG.
need, man.
Get out of here.
What's the best nickname
Chocolate Thunder?
right now? What's the best nickname in basketball?
I
In
like Slim
basketball.
Reaper.
Slim, well, but he said for years he didn't like it.
You don't
And
get to
that's the problem.
choose. You don't get to choose.
That's his problem.
But people didn't call him that because of that.
They don't.
I don't care. I still like it.
I don't disagree with you. I'm trying to think. Who does have a great nickname?
Do you
I don't
Just
like,
in
I don't
the
like
NBA?
Ant-Man for
Just in
Anthony
the
Edwards.
NBA. Anthony Edwards?
I don't like Ant-Man for. I don't.
And
Well,
that's-
that goes back to the
that's
same
that's
problem.
the
It's-
initial problem.
It's
Yeah,
a little
his
better
name.
than
It's
the
a little
initials,
better.
but
It annoys me less.
Do you like Chef for Curry?
Yeah,
Chef
That's
Curry.
it's okay. It's not. It's at least unique.
Yeah. Okay.
it's also kind of related to Drake. So,
Chef Curry with the pop boy.
Not giving him any more credit than he deserves. I'm trying to think of who even has. I mean, Greek Freak's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, did we call Marco Bellinelli Belly? Because I don't remember that.
I mean,
Yeah, it's
you
just shortening his name, though.
Yeah, you just shorten his name, so that's the same thing.
I don't think there is a nickname I can think of that's like, oh man, I'd love that.
Yeah, no.
Slim Reaper probably is it, honestly. Just a sad state of affairs because no one used it for a decade. That makes the point, though.
Yes.
We got to get better at nicknames.
Right.
Time Lord's pretty good.
That is a
pretty
good one.
That is a
But
good
that one came basically out of nowhere because why am I blanking on his name from the weird Celtics Twitter contingent?
Not Time Lord.
Herbert. Yeah, Time Lord came from Weird Celtics.
Oh, you
Twitter.
saying who gave him the name?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think it was Herbert. A guy named Herbert on Weird Celtics Twitter. But yeah, not a lot of good ones. We used to have Iceman, Chocolate Thunder.
I mean, hell,
Dr.
the
J.
doctor. And you knew exactly who you were talking about.
Yeah.
The
Jesus
doctor.
Shuttlesworth? That was pretty good. For Ray?
Yeah,
Allen?
but that was
For the
also
movie?
a
Came
movie
from a movie,
character.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh, Ricky got a little banged up.
I think he's okay.
Okay.
Flexing a little bit.
Because it looked like Paul was trying to help him up, and he was going to be
The
okay
funniest
with that.
thing is going on, and I'm on Basketball Reference right now. The funniest thing is going on Basketball Reference and looking at all the nicknames
Yeah.
that I've never heard anybody use for. Like, here's one. I was on the Magic's page. Jonathan Isaac has the Minister of Defense, which, first of all,
that was
nickname that belongs to somebody else.
Yeah.
Second of all, I've never heard anybody call Jonathan Isaac the Minister of Defense. Anyway.
Yeah, the nicknames suck. There are none.
I would say of the initial nicknames, like Ricky going by C4, at least that one that's better than the average one because it's got a different connotation as well. Oh, I was going to say, you better get that
Exactly.
still. Gave it to you.
Pull up 3.
Oh.
In and out.
He's had a bunch of those lately.
Holland.
Eric Gordon, man.
The minivan. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Steve talking about George Niang. Yes, Steve. Thank you. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Or like, so Kyle said the glove for Gary Payton, Rain Man.
Both of them. Yeah. Oh, Paul. That's more than Jared. Jared's just having a bad stretch. Yeah. You knew he would hit a wall.
Or like the ones where like only one person ever uses it, like old school Chevy. Like it might have only ever been Malik who called him that, but it was still, I appreciate that Malik had his own thing going on.
Yep. You could
Good
tell.
try through contact.
Yeah, you could tell.
Yabu, the dancing bear.
The dancing bear.
He's not the only guy who's ever been called that, so that one's cheating a little bit.
So who else had a dancing bear?
So maybe this is not up, but I've heard people called the dancing bear before, including a kid I played sports with growing up, because he was. I played multiple sports with this kid.
So who's going to break it to Yabu that he can't use nickname anymore?
No, I'm not
some
saying.
Guy that Kyle knew in high school was called it first.
No, I'm saying I knew this guy back in like elementary school, right, and played different sports with him across the years, and he was one of those kids that like hit his growth spurt really early, but it was at the age when, like in soccer, for example, everyone's still playing different positions as you grow up. Mm-hmm. And we threw him in goal one day, and he looked insane. So one of the parents was calling him the dancing bear. So it's got an origin from somewhere. I just don't know where it's from.
Oh, man.
Plus, also, there's like a Grateful Dead connotation there. The dancing bear.
Because of the Bears. Yeah, so, no doubt.
Wonder if Yabu would enjoy the Sphere as much as we did.
Should have invited him when we went.
I was not thinking that much about Gershon Yabusele in Las Vegas.
Nice
I'll tell you
move.
that wasn't good. Good in and out move.
Yeah, that nice combo dribble. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, not a great Jared game, but at least some moments here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that concerns me now. Because they've played so well, I assume they're not going to change the starting lineup for Tuesday. Now you've got another game of Jared coming off the bench. Is he going to get into a
Why
funk?
would you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby?
Just assuming. I hope I'm wrong.
Bang, bang.
Yeah,
Yep.
Great move. And then the...
Then again, there's also like a 50-50 chance that like Maxey and Paul George are both out of the lineup because that's how the season goes. And who knows
Bad
what
foul
happens.
by Ricky there.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a chance that Drummond is not available, and you got to start Yabusele.
Well, it was probably going to start anyway, but I do wonder
he's
if they go small around him.
Yeah. You have KJ that one?
Yeah, you can't make that.
Honestly, it looked like he. It didn't even look like he got him that badly at the end. It was more like, "Ooh, let me catch you."
Bring in Maxey to close this out. Get him out at the 4-minute mark.
All right, Gambling Gibbons. I know that. I know you're.
I didn't even check to see what he had. What does he have?
What do you think he's sitting on?
He's at 22.
Oh, 22? I said 25.
Now, was it over 25 or 25
plus?
Okay.
Yeah.
So 3 gets it for you.
Yep.
Well, unfortunately, Jared is also 0 for 2 from 3. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Jared has a chance of playing the rest of it out. So garbage time threes count just the same, Devon.
Yeah. No Quinones. I mean, no Doughton. So, yeah, you're not putting the ball in Quinones' hands.
More like, yes, Lester Quinones. I hope someone's eyes rolled in the chat. That was the goal there. Oh, boy. Charlotte Hornets signing Isaiah Wong.
Local kid.
MVP of the Rumph, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
All right, Paul. That's about enough.
Oh,
okay.
see?
Don't even go for the loose ball.
Yep.
Get him out.
Yep,
He's
exactly.
done.
Yep.
Goodbye.
That's enough.
Goodbye, Paul.
That's enough.
Enjoy the bench the rest of the night. Goodbye.
That's enough.
Sayonara. It's not all that fun watching two guys who you're constantly worried about their lower extremities.
He twisted his right knee. Come on, man. There you go. Right there. Right on the bench.
Perfect. Next to Lester and Caleb.
Yeah, there you go. Bring Maxey in to close this thing out.
Devon hitting up the chapstick.
Had to go with the chapstick. We've been in here for 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
A lot of basketball to talk about.
Right, 8 keeps
and we
them
don't
to
get
us.
commercials, unlike you TV slackers. All gas, no brakes over here.
Right, 8, keep the chapstick coming.
All right, good job not tackling a guy, Ricky, on that 3-point contest.
Uh-oh, going right to the basket.
Boy. Oh!
Right to the basket.
I think that was bad process, good result, but we'll take it.
I agree.
We'll take it.
Look at the blitz there. Oh,
Another
what?
bad foul by
That was
Ricky. And
crazy.
he ran it to his back.
Need to brush my teeth.
Yeah, like that. I'm not going to.
He got one hand, man. Look at that.
Yeah, listen. He scored. That's what matters. But don't ever do that again. That's one you can do when you're up 20 points in the fourth quarter against the Pistons on the second night of a back-to-back, and that's about it. To your point earlier, Devon, this is the KJ at the 5 lineup.
Mm-hmm. Get a look of it, see what it looks like. Drummond going to be out.
That's what we're talking about. Get to the rim.
Close this game out.
That's 24 points, by the way, Gambling Givens.
All right. Anyway, let me get Jarrett. Knock down a couple of shots.
Kelly didn't even move. What was...
He said, we're blowing this team out. I'm not getting hurt.
What was that, man?
I'm not getting hurt.
Jeez. He's been pretty good tonight, but my God.
Just let it fly. There you go.
Bang. Oh, he's cold, man.
Not looking good for our friend Devon.
Get that out of here.
He's had a heck of a game, man.
Watch yourself, boy.
Get rid of the ball. Sorry.
Oh, go right by him.
Kick it. Kick it. I'm just trying to get you your money, man.
What do we always say? We root for us, not anybody else.
Yep.
By the way, notice that Devon has scaled back on his picks pregame. There's only one.
Yeah.
There's
There
only
used to
one
be a parlay
pick
and then 2 others.
Yeah.
Trying to get that hit rate
Sick
up.
of losing.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? Let's get some singles here first. And then, bang! Home runs. We're only in game, what, 17? 18?
Yep.
Yeah. And we got time. We got time.
So, one thing I think is worth noting from this last stretch, including tonight, is when they've played generally bigger lineups, they're having a decent amount of success. I think specifically in the front court, like using Yabu more at the 4, getting KJ and Ricky out there instead of playing these, 3 and I don't know if they've played a 4-guard lineup, so maybe that's distortion. But playing 3-guard lineups where it's like Lowry, Maxey, Gordon, like abandoning a lot of those, they just look more like a normal basketball team on both ends. Now, that doesn't mean tonight was a good night shooting the ball, right? And that helps
Always
a lot,
helps.
or that's going to make a difference. But the
That was my
fact that
key
you
to
can,
the game, if you remember.
but the fact that you can hold, even though they're down Cade, even though they're on the second night of back-to-back, you're winning the offensive rebounding battle against Detroit, which that's a really good sign because that's one of their strengths as a team this year. I think you're seeing some of the benefits of just having normal lineups out there. The hope would be you bring Joel back, you use Yabu next to him some more, whether it's Drummond or I doubt that Bona is going to get real minutes, right? But the fact that he looks like he can at least in a pinch play for you, that's a great sign, and that gives you some more lineup flexibility as well. So that's one of the things I'm keeping an eye on moving forward as we try to take something out of these games, despite the fact that Joel still not available, and he's the guy that we ultimately expect to kind of decide their fate here this season.
And with Drummond now being a little banged up, gotta look ahead to what it may look like.
52 possessions with Maxey, Lowry, and Gordon on the floor together. What do you think their net rating would be?
Not good would be my guess. Minus 15?
Negative 22.8.
Oh! Yeah. That sounds about right. So, hey, listen, I know I say this all the time, or I've said it many times at least. When the sport has a goal that's 10 feet in the air, it helps to be taller. It's kind of how it goes.
Just running fired up, man.
Well, certainly not their best ATO. That Nick Nurse face. You can tell he's not happy. Well, with that play anyway. Sure, he's happy that they finally looked like a competent team tonight. Take the heat off of him a little bit.
B-Ball Paul, you like that nickname? It never. I refuse to call him B-Ball Paul. It just wasn't happening for me.
I mean, I don't call any guy by their nickname.
No,
it's not like I go into the locker room.
No,
like,
I don't mean it that
hey,
way.
Tsunami Poppy, what did you think of the game tonight?
No, first
Like,
of
can you
all,
imagine going up to Kelly Oubre and calling him that?
Tsunami? If you,
He'd respond.
Oh, he 100%
Yeah.
would.
and then you just got to call him Tsunami. I'm not calling him Poppy. It's just not doing it. So no, but the Paul Reed nickname, I didn't like it.
I thought it was funny.
I didn't like it.
Well, it stems from his Twitter account, right?
Yeah,
There you go,
Yeah.
Tyrese. Hey, should have bet Tyrese is over on threes.
yeah, you're right.
You'd be cashing out right now.
He's now over 25 too.
Yeah, was it 27?
Yeah.
So we've got 2 of 3. Jarrett,
We have about 6 minutes for Devon to get 2 Jared threes. That's good denial there on the cut.
There's only one goal here, guys.
that's
Free
it.
up Jared.
Make Devon money.
That's it.
If he doesn't hit these 2 threes, Devon's not going to be able to buy those hoodies for Jess and
I'm out.
what was it, Jess and Winona?
Jess
Or
and
Val?
Winona.
Okay.
Is he back to that?
That
His
looks
foot's
like
on
a
the
2.
line. Yeah.
It's a Caleb Martin 3.
Give it to Jarrett.
He's right there.
Fire it up, Jarrett.
What are you doing?
Yeah, because he's not doing a step back. No question
Instead
about
for
it right
that
there.
ridiculous shot.
No question of in the blowout. He's like, I'm getting this shot up.
So, by the way, speaking of Caleb Martin threes, there's been this whole existential crisis in the NBA. People talking about what do they need to do to change the league? Do they need to make a 4-point line, change the scoring, widen the court? Somebody had a funny idea that I saw the other day that threes are only threes if your foot is on the line. I was like, that's kind of an interesting. So it's, you're not getting necessarily the same spacing benefits because you can't have the guys who are like the Eric Gordon spacers out to 30. And you have to be pretty precise with. Now, here's the question. Would you make the line if they adopted that rule? And they'll never do it. But if they adopted that rule, do you make the line bigger or smaller?
You mean the actual
The actual
line?
3-point line.
I
I feel like smaller.
For that question, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Anyway, it's a stupid hypothetical because that'll never
pencil
happen.
thin right there, too.
I just was like, all the stupid ideas. That one's at least a funny stupid idea.
Another
What the
backcourt
heck is
violation.
that, man.
Can we close the game out?
Oh, they called a
they called
foul, though.
Wow. On Paul Reed?
No, I think it was on whoever was guarding Kelly
So,
because they reacted with a bit of rage.
Mhm.
Just burn that clock, baby. Prevent offense.
Pull up. Oh. I like it. Throw that lob,
The
Tyrese.
Devon Givens lob of the
Throw
night.
that lob.
Or wait, we have a couple tonight though.
Yeah. Ricky got it, the one
Which
in.
one's going to be the Devon lob of the night?
I like that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
because it was from Tyrese.
Let him right to the rim. I like it. 54 points in the paint.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it is. There you go. And he was under control. This way he doesn't run into the defender where they can set themselves for a charge. No. He knew it too.
Tsunami moment of the night. Tsunami, what were you thinking about on that lob finish in the
Cracked.
fourth
He
quarter?
would honestly
Tsunami.
probably love it.
All right. Wednesday night. You got to ask him a question and call him Tsunami.
No chance. Zero chance. He's wearing those Frankenstein coats.
I think that's Ivy.
I don't have any idea what that colorway was. I made up.
It's like a Joker color. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the one they do is like that's always some crazy color combo.
Mm-hmm. I think those are the mismatched. I want to say those are the mismatched ones. Jared McCain screwed up our,
All right, relax.
screwed it up tonight. He's out for the rest of the night. Bonus in.
Dream is dead.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, the Wattas are crazy.
Yeah.
Look like a heat map.
Yeah, and you know,
At least those ones.
I
though.
like colors and stuff, but that's too even for me. That's too much.
I like colors and stuff. That's almost as good as Devon. You were not privy to this conversation. We were in the media room one night recently, and we were talking about Philadelphia restaurants and food and whatnot. And Austin Krell is trying to describe a dish he ate or a type of food that he ate. And he goes, I'm not making this up. He goes, "What's that cheese everyone likes?" I don't know, Austin. There's like 800 cheeses people like. Mozzarella, provolone, there's Swiss, there's blue cheese, which isn't for everyone. There's just plain old American. We eventually figured out he was trying to describe burrata. So that was
the one cheese that everybody likes.
Yeah, that was.
That's funny.
That's the type of stuff we deal with in the media room.
Well, let me rephrase
Austin
it.
is one of one.
I like a lot of different colorways for the sneakers. That's even too much for me.
By the way, I have a Dancing Bear Google search up. It's all Grateful Dead.
Grateful Dead.
Yabu, copyright infringement. You're going to jail, sir.
Noob said it doesn't count unless you say Poppy. No shot.
Darkness said, Elvez for the people. I have not been to Elvez in a bit, but that's a good spot. At 13th and is that Spruce? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, you're right, Kyle. Every time you walk by it, especially like on a night like tonight, it's packed.
Yeah, and that's one of those places that, I mean, it's been open for forever, but it's still pretty packed out any weekend.
All right, give Maxey out of
I was about to say, that was my exact thought. He went pretty hard to get that rebound, and I was just like,
that's an ankle sprain waiting to happen.
Perfect. Timeout. Get him the heck out of this game. Lester Quinones, welcome to the moment. Get all the guys who really matter out of this game. Well, safe to say, very encouraging performance tonight. Not because it's all that impressive to beat Detroit on the second end of a back-to-back. 3 wins
on the season, you can't.
But it's a comprehensive win that got a little dicey in the second quarter.
Is this their first one in regulation?
No,
no.
Oh yeah,
They won the Brooklyn game.
The first two were in overtime, though,
yes.
right? Yeah.
But this was, I think, pretty easily the most encouraging win of the year. Just all the stuff we talked about, the cohesiveness, Paul's playmaking, Maxey big second half, KJ good rotation minutes, Ricky good first half minutes. Like, there are a ton of positives up and down the roster. I mean, that's how you win a game by, 20 or whatever it'll end up being in the end. But it's the one that you come out of feeling the best about, I think, pretty easily.
I agree.
Paul George, a plus 30 tonight.
Outside of those few fadeaway jump shots or contested mid-range jumpers, pretty good game overall. Playmaking.
It's really the rest of the stuff because he had a bad shooting night on all those nonsense contested mid-ranges. But yeah, again, it shows the value of having a higher level offensive player where, yes, it didn't go well for him attacking, but he still has enough talent and skill that he can tilt the game and make plays for you. And look, created some turnovers and played some good defense at times as well, which that's been the main thing he's brought every night. He only ended up getting a single steal tonight, but felt like he got his hands on a bunch of balls, and his positioning certainly helped as well.
And the tough part about him right now taking those contested jump shots are when he shoots, he's shooting with that left foot being his pivot for that fadeaway. And right now he has that brace on it. That bone bruise is still affected, so affecting everything with his knee. So that's going to be a much harder shot because of that and because of that injury. So, he has to find a way. I mean, look, he's just going to have to play through it, be comfortable with it, and with that brace on to knock down because that is his shot. But clearly, that's the push-off leg, that pivot foot. Jared McCain back out there. Get the young fellas some run.
I mean, look.
Your parlays aren't that important.
No. I just mean for him.
It's in part the parlay. I'm not going to lie. I'd love to see Devon get a win here. But I think it would also be good for Jared to see the shot go.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. What's he have point total wise?
5.
5. Okay.
0 for 3 from deep.
2 for 6. 4 boards.
Ends his double-figure scoring streak at 7, 8? What is it? I'll look it up.
8 or 9. He had double digits against Brooklyn and
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. He had 10 straight.
10? Okay.
It was a good run for the kid.
Yeah.
Even if the last 2 were struggles from the perimeter. 0 for 7 against Houston and then 0 for 3 here tonight. So he has made all but 10 of his last 10 3-point attempts. Hat tip Tom Moore.
2 weeks ago, he was
Tom.
Lester really rolling the dice here.
That is a joke for 3 people.
Really 2, because I'm the one who made it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, good to see them get this one to the finish line with pretty minimal drama.
Well, outside of a rolled ankle.
Yeah, but that happened, what?
It was a while ago.
3 minutes into the game or whatever it was.
Come on, Jared. Need you hot in this here.
I will say, I mean, that was not a good pass to bring up this point, but I do think his passing has been pretty good in this game.
Yeah.
He has 17.
When we were running down those numbers
in
at
the
the
first
end,
half,
exactly.
I think,
Yeah,
so that was probably.
I mean,
Look at that.
I mean,
I want to get in that damn rebound, Devon.
He only has 4 rebounds. Seems like he snatched way more than that.
Oh, he wanted to pull that so bad.
Walk right into that one.
There you go. Got a couple Hubie Browns for him tonight.
He's trying to get the
Hubie Brown player of the night, Jared McCain.
He loved when Shake Milton was out there, boy.
Oh, man,
he
that's
loved
Hubie's
Shake
guy.
Milton.
Now here's a guy.
I like this guy. I love this guy. Hubie Brown. No, they're not going to pressure him. Yeah.
Boy, he crapped out on that one.
Yeah. All right, let's start to wrap this one up. Everybody, we are going to have our post game, talk about their 4th win of the season. And as we talked about
After I talked about Jared's playmaking.
Yeah.
Terrible turnover.
The Sixers are going to pick up their 4th win of the season pretty easily tonight with this one. Double-digit win and looking pretty good doing so. We want to thank our presenting sponsor.
Let it roll on that one.
Of Coors Light. Our show here tonight presented by Coors Light. Visit CoorsLight.com/PHLY basketball to get Coors Light delivered.
Kyle and I are not paying attention to anything you're saying.
Or find a
Here
store
we go.
near
He's
you.
going to let it ride. Boy, snake eyes on that possession.
He won all the WTF moments of the night. What are you doing out there? So we appreciate our people from Coors Light.
Bet the don't pass line on him.
Our watch along here this evening as the 76ers pick up their 4th win of the season, knocking down the Detroit Pistons. Hey, you know what the Pistons
It's not really his
Post-game
fault. He's been dealt a cold dice.
post-game availability, you know, on the Pistons side. Yeah, you know it's tough on the second night of a back-to-back. No! Sixers smacked you tonight. You thought it was an easy win. And they got you.
This is always so funny because guys treat it like they're going to get an individual turnover on their stat sheet, and it just goes down as a team turnover.
Mm-hmm.
All right, a nice, easy 15-point win for your Philadelphia 76ers.
You have us in here on a Saturday night watching the Pistons. You win the game.
Thank you, fellas, for giving us a decent game to do a post-game show for.
Yeah.
B-Ball Paul chopping it up with the gang.
28 for Maxey, huh?
Good bounce back from him in the second half.
Yeah. Yep.
Just like the other night, right? Said it at halftime. Need him to have that same mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Came out first minute and a half, kind of took the game back, and that was all she wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's get out of here.
Yeah,
get
let's
on this
get out of here.
post-game show.
Everybody, thank you, but don't go away. Yeah, I mean, if you've been hanging with us this long,
Well,
from
go
the
away from
pregame
this
show,
video and go to
and
another
go to the next
video.
video, you might as well stick it out with us for the rest of the night on this Saturday again. Go reheat something else. Put it in the microwave and sit down and watch the post-game show.
Some turkey sandwiches.
You better believe it. Do that. Take a quick bathroom break, whatever you need to do. Come right back because we're going to have our post-game show. Derek, Kyle, myself, and we got our guy here, JP, hanging out with us on a Saturday night. Good win by the Sixers. We're going to talk about it a lot more here coming up on the post-game show. We, again, appreciate our watch-along sponsor, Coors Light. Make sure you go out there whenever you need to make that beer run. CoorsLight.com/PHLY basketball to get it delivered or to find a store near you. When we come back, we'll have our post-game show right here on the PHLY Sixers podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.